like this like setting. It's kind of like feels cozy.
Mhm.
Looks nice. Hi guys.
Hello and happy Thanksgiving. We're here with our whole setup.
Our
For
whole
food.
setup.
Let's try that whole thing.
Yeah.
I'm hungry.
Me too.
Happy Thanksgiving. We are here to eat food because it's Thanksgiving.
It's Thanksgiving. We should just do our dumb ideas and then get right to it.
Mm-hmm.
So, my dumb idea is kind of obvious because you guys can see it.
Nothing's gonna top that.
I cut my hair 2 days ago. So I was watching a movie, and I really liked one of the actors' hair in it, and so I was like, I'm gonna do that. And so I tried. This is not what it was supposed to look like. It looks fine. It looks good, but it's not what I wanted. So we'll just have to wait for it to grow out before it can be what I want.
Mm.
I just cut it way too short because I used clippers because I really underestimated how short 1 inch was. Yeah. And I just have to live with the consequences of my actions. That's the end.
Wow, that was a good one.
Thank you. I try.
Mine is
Can I start getting my food while you're talking?
what? And I couldn't.
I didn't say you couldn't. You didn't
You
think
said
of
let's
it.
get these out of the way so we can eat.
Yeah, so we can eat when we are done.
No, you have to wait.
Okay.
And you have to wait longer because I have to think of one.
No, stop.
I can't stop. Okay, my dumb idea is I left a hardening pan of gravy upstairs that we were gonna use for this. But then I was like, I don't know, there's nothing to put this in after I had, made it. And so it's just sitting up there because I didn't want to put it in anything because we don't have a gravy boat. And so it's just hardening up there on the stove.
That'll be really fun to clean up later.
Yeah. So here's the spread. We have mashed potatoes over here. We have Hawaiian rolls that are hard.
Just because they're oxidizing.
They're so soft always.
They're just because they're in the air.
I can't believe this.
You just eat it and then it's fine.
No,
I'm so excited.
I don't believe it.
Okay.
We have pork
More for me.
chops. Hopefully those are good because they don't look it. And we have stuffing.
So I made the pork chops. And we're going to see. I've literally never made pork chops before. I'm pretty sure they're not supposed to be this color.
And I made
Everything.
everything else. I didn't make the things. They were all box things just because efficiency. But yeah.
Like instant potatoes. Okay.
Wait, we have to
Oh, yeah, I have
plate
to have
and
food, yeah.
then. Oh, I can't believe you.
I literally cannot believe you either. Ooh, yum. I'm so glad there's a lot of potatoes here so I can eat that instead of the pork chop.
Real.
Maybe the pork chop's going to be good. Maybe, do you have ketchup?
Yeah.
I'm thinking I might resort
Yeah,
to
I
that.
feel like there needs to be some
A
sauce.
sauce?
I feel
Okay,
like
listen.
pork chops usually have sauce.
That's what I was thinking. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, I literally just looked it up on the internet and then
That's why
kind
I'm
of rolled
confused
with
why
it.
you chose pork chops over the other options.
I didn't think. Okay, well, steak also sounded hard, difficult.
Okay, but we had steak that one time when I made it, and it was not hard, and it tasted good.
That was steak.
I thought
I thought it was chicken.
maybe we should have went with chicken.
Yeah.
But,
Okay.
okay. Thanksgiving.
That water's refreshing.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go right into. I'm gonna go right into this pork chop, and we'll see how it is.
Yeah,
Also, the thermometer
scared.
thing was being weird. Like, at 1 minute it would say it's 150 degrees, and then the next minute it would say it's 99 degrees. Same spot. I didn't even move it. So I feel like the thermometer's broke.
Excited to eat. I don't want my eat to be ruined by that being my first thing.
Rude.
I will just so that. Was it bad?
Don't eat it.
Actually?
Don't eat it.
Wait, why?
Don't eat it. Because yucky, that's why. Stuffing's not bad.
For something that we had to make quick and efficiently, I feel like you shouldn't have chose something we've never made before.
Okay, I didn't expect it to be like a difficult dish.
Pork chops?
Okay.
That's like, when you hear that, when people say like pork chops on like TV and stuff, usually that's like one of the like hardest things. Like they're like, ooh,
What?
pork chops. That's like fancy and like.
I didn't know
Stuff.
that.
Okay. That's
Makes sense
cold.
why it's nasty. So what's your favorite Thanksgiving food?
Well, of course, potatoes, mashed potatoes. And like when you put gravy on it. That's always so yummy. But I just can't get over my grandma's cranberry sauce. It's not necessarily sauce. I don't know why anyone calls it that.
Mm-hmm.
But like, it's just so good.
Yeah.
I actually don't really eat the meat that much anyways on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, no, I don't. I don't know why. It's just not what I'm looking for. Why is this butter a rock? It's the rock. My favorite is sweet potatoes.
I don't know what's wrong with me today. I'm very...
Right.
It's just the nostalgia of the Thanksgiving's taking me back in time.
Right, to when you were toxic.
Yeah.
No.
Judgmental today.
Mm.
And it's not just towards you, if you haven't noticed. I've been talking about everything.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about the food I made.
Yeah, that's okay. I'm not complaining. Also, yeah, sweet potatoes, they're my favorite part of Thanksgiving. Because it's like, it's kind of like a casserole, kind of. Like, it's in a dish, and then there's like mashed, so there's like mashed sweet potatoes, and then there's brown sugar on top of that. And sometimes there's oats in there, and then on top of that is, marshmallows, and it's all toasted, and oh my gosh, it's the most yummy thing.
That sounds...
Green bean casserole, also yum.
That sounds better.
It is not, but it's also good.
Oh.
So why are you a
Deviled
hater?
Eggs.
Mm.
A hater of sweet potatoes?
Mm-hmm.
Because they're disgusting. Things that are... Things that are supposed to... Because, like, potatoes aren't necessarily savory.
And sweet potatoes are sweet. It came that way from the ground.
Yeah, gross. Things that are supposed to be not sweet shouldn't be sweet.
Right, so a sweet potato is fine.
No. Because it's a potato.
But it's not. It's a sweet potato.
Then it shouldn't be called a potato.
It's not. It's called
It should be called a sweet dirt or something.
sweet dirt.
Yeah. I want some sweet dirt casserole.
That's what people say when they're like exclaiming, they're like, "Sweet dirt!"
I guess we should have kept these in the package. Why
What-
you were a hater of pork chop?
I'm not. It's mine. I'm gonna teach you about
That
Thanksgiving.
water after eating anything actually always is just so good.
I'm gonna teach you about Thanksgiving.
Mm.
I'm
Is
gonna
it
like.
as bad as we thought, or worse?
There's parts. Actually, the story of the Thanksgiving dinner, the first Thanksgiving, pretty much is what we think it is. There's just a lot more backstory
Right.
and front story. So the Pilgrims came to America in 1620, I believe. But like 100 years before that, the Native Americans were already trading with Europeans. Like they would like come over and then they like trade stuff and then go back home. And that was like all fine and dandy. Everybody was fine with each other.
Wait. Before we came here, we knew about it?
No, yeah. No, before the Pilgrims. The Pilgrims weren't like the Christopher Columbus.
Who were they?
Right? They were just people. Okay, I'm going to tell you their story.
Why are they called that?
I'm going to tell you their story. I'm about to.
Everyone who has come here is called that. Shh.
I'm going to tell you the story. One time, people who were pretending to trade with the Native Americans actually tricked them and then kidnapped them and then sold them as slaves. Yeah, like lots of them.
Oh my gosh.
And so that was like, they didn't really want to trade with people anymore. But like they still did because, their resources were important. And a lot of European settlers tried to settle. Like they tried to come over and like live here. But on the border where they were, there was too many like tribes there and they were fending them off. They were like, and they won every time. They're like, stay away. Literally don't live here. And then in 1616, a tradesman came over and he introduced a very bad disease over here. I don't know if it was on purpose because I didn't like specifically look at that part, but that is something that happened. And a lot of the people here were not, didn't know how to deal with that. Like their immune systems weren't used to that, so 90% of them died. I don't know if it's just on the border or like total, but like I'm pretty sure it's like just on like the edge. And 90% of them died because of that. That's like so many people.
Yeah.
Like entire tribes were gone.
Sad.
Yes. And then
One guy?
like a boat
Oh.
of people.
It's like, wow. He made his rounds.
So at that point, there weren't as many people fending off settlers. So then in 1620, they were able to land and stay. And these are the famous pilgrims of this story. And the reason that they came over is because they are actually, for like religious reasons, they are Puritans, which is a religion. They were actually called Separatins or something. Like that was like their branch of Puritans.
Oh.
But I'm gonna
'Cause
call
they
them.
left.
So the king of wherever they were did not like Puritans. So he like basically banished them all.
We don't know where they're from. They're not like English.
I just don't remember. So they couldn't live there anymore. And then they found like refuge somewhere else, which they could be religiously free, except they were very poor and they didn't have any like food and stuff. So then they came to somewhere else. and then in America. And then here, they still did not know how to make food and stuff.
Yeah, they're like, oh, let's try somewhere else.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll just know.
We'll just know. But also, so they landed here, and then, of course, the tribes didn't like them because they've had very bad experiences with the Europeans.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, okay, but we come in peace. Here is, take this man as a hostage to prove that it's like peaceful.
Poor guy.
Yeah. And then the chief, I think of the Wampanoag tribe. There was 2 tribes, and that was definitely one of them, and I don't remember the name of the other one. He was like, okay, I accept. And then they signed like a peace treaty, and they're like, we're gonna be peaceful now.
Mm.
And then they were, and there was this one guy named Squanto who spoke English fluently.
Whoa.
And he was like a translator for all the people, and he taught everybody he taught the pilgrims how to not cook.
They like lived together?
I think they just lived in harmony. Like, I don't think they were like in the same houses or villages, but they like communed with each other, I think. But Squanto like taught them how to like plant food and stuff like that, take care of it. And then the reason he knew English was because he, like 7 years prior, he was actually kidnapped and was a slave. And then he ran away and got it back home.
Wow. You better have a good story. I'm scared for him.
Yeah, so he taught them how to, like, do all that. And then they were like, literally, thank you. And then one time, they were just, like, the pilgrims were just eating food. Okay? That's all they were doing.
Okay.
And so the word Thanksgiving, so the pilgrims had Thanksgivings before this supposed first Thanksgiving. It was just not like a holiday. It was more of they would do it to rejoice a victory. Okay. So like they would win a battle, and then the king would be like, now everybody have a Thanksgiving. So then they would like have the feast and then give thanks. Mm-hmm. And so the pilgrims were just doing this.
Okay.
And then after they were like eating or like whatever, they were just like hanging out, and then they were like shooting their guns. So then the Wampanoag tribe was like, what's going on? And they came over and they're like, what are you guys doing? And then they were like, we're just shooting our guns. And then they were like, oh, well, let's eat with you, I guess. That part is like kind of blurry of like why they started eating with them, but then they like joined the festivities.
Okay.
So they weren't invited, but they were there. Mm-hmm. And then they were just like, the festivities lasted for 3 days. And they were just eating and playing and hanging out for 3 days.
Wow.
Yeah. And then Thanksgiving itself did not become a holiday, an official holiday on the calendar, until 1941.
Why?
Because the first Thanksgiving that was it. That was all that happened for like a long time. And then it sort of turned into a tradition that people did every year, but it didn't have a specific date, and it wasn't a holiday. You didn't get off work, and not everybody celebrated it. I mean, not everybody celebrates it today anyway, but... And the video that I watched referred to it as, like, kind of like Super Bowl Sunday. Like, it's a big thing that everybody does, but it's not... You don't get off work for it. It's just a thing that everybody does. And then this lady, she was trying to make it a holiday, and then Abraham Lincoln was like, okay, I declare everybody do it today. And then every year, each president had to re-say, we're doing it this year, we're doing it this year, until 1941, when it was actually declared a holiday. And it is on your calendars now.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Also, by the way, I mean, that's like the end of the Thanksgiving story, but you were talking about Squanto. I know a little bit more about him. After the Thanksgiving, they found out that he was actually plotting to overthrow the chief, and he was gonna like become the new chief, I guess. And so they found out, and then they were like gonna kill him, but the pilgrims were like, he's too valuable because he's how we communicate to each other. And then the chief said, but in our peace contract, like he belongs to us, so we decide what happens with him. And then the pilgrims were like, okay, fine. But then something happened. I literally swear I do not remember what it was. Something happened, and then they had to like pause what they were doing and run away. Like a storm, or like people were
Everyone?
Yeah, everybody.
They're like,
Yeah. So, but that's like that's like when I stopped doing research, because that's past Thanksgiving.
interesting.
Yeah. So we've only had Thanksgiving for a few years.
That's so weird.
1941.
I'd always thought, because I thought that everyone was like, making it seem like this at least, is that Thanksgiving, like the origins of Thanksgiving was like on the first Thanksgiving the Pilgrims were there, and then they invited the Indians, and then they like just like killed all of them for no reason.
I don't think so.
Well, yeah, obviously. But that just like was a very bad misconception.
Yeah. Well, they got into more tussles after the Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
There was I know that there was more like fighting and stuff,
Yeah.
but I didn't like really look
I just
into that.
always feel bad for Native Americans whenever, like, always.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the story that you're thinking of, though, is the Christopher Columbus story, which is not. I actually also thought it was the same people as the
But it's
Thanksgiving.
always tied in with the word Thanksgiving. Like, anytime a movie or show, like, talked about the first Thanksgiving, it was, like, the Pilgrims wearing, like, the weird, like, hats, and then, like,
they did
were,
wear
like,
that. I don't know why. Also, this my story is backed up by there's a letter that one of the people wrote for like about that dinner, about that 3-day festivity. And so that's
this
how
one's
we know a
squishy.
lot of it. However, this is something that I will say. It was written by one of the Europeans. So, if anything did go wrong that was their fault, they might not have written about it. So, not saying it happened, but I'm also not saying it's impossible.
Yeah.
Kind of like that episode in Avatar when Aang goes to Fire Nation school and he learns about the war, and he's like, this is not at all how it happened. Because, like, why would they make themselves look like the bad guy when they're the only ones alive to tell the tale?
Yeah.
So,
Do you have any Thanksgiving traditions?
no.
Really?
Really?
Even if it's just something, it doesn't have to be like big, like your whole family does this thing. It's like just something you find yourself doing every Thanksgiving. Like for me, something, it's not necessarily like a tradition, but it's like I always like waking up and then like watching the Thanksgiving Day parade on TV, because it's just like it makes me feel nostalgic and like this is Thanksgiving. Well, like my mom's like making something in the kitchen and I'm just sitting on the couch.
I've never seen the parade.
You've never watched the parade?
No.
Literally? What did you do with your life? You just stood around and you're like,
basically.
wow.
I mean, I went and saw my cousins. We'd all be at my grandma's house. And then we get there at like freaking 7 in the morning, already starving for some reason.
Real.
And then we have to wait for the, not actually 7, it was like 10 or something. And we have to wait for the food to be done because for some reason my grandma cooks it all by herself.
It's horrible.
Yeah. People bring their own dishes, but like she's still cooking up a storm in there. And
Does
people
she
are
just
in there.
not let people help? Or
I don't
do
know.
they
People
not help?
people are in there talking to her, but she's still by herself. Like she's still doing it by herself. I'm pretty sure she would not want them to help.
Like, makes sense.
I
But, like, has
Haven't
anyone
asked.
offered?
I haven't. Not me, but I'm pretty sure she would not want anybody to help. Because I mean, like it's her recipe. She wants it to be exact how she does it. You know. But I could ask her. However, this Thanksgiving is going to be at my house.
Mm.
And there's going to be, like, nobody there.
But I feel like that's how it is with most holidays, like mainly like Thanksgiving and Christmas, is you wake up and, well, I guess Christmas Eve, I should say. If you do, like, Christmas Eve, like, dinner with family and stuff, which, like, I do.
Mm-hmm.
But with Thanksgiving and Christmas Eve, you wake up and everything usually happens later in the day.
Mm-hmm.
And so you're usually just like waiting and waiting. And even if you eat something, like for breakfast or something,
Mm-hmm.
you're still like starving and you're literally like, I need this food now.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever it's like still being made and like there's still other things that need to be done, you're just like, I think it's like
Yeah.
all part of the anticipation of like you want it to happen.
Mm-hmm.
But also then the second you sit down and start eating, like the first bite, you're like, I don't want to eat this anymore. That's always how I am.
Okay. There's these cookies that my mom makes. They're gingerbread cookies. But not like typical gingerbread men. They're like ginger and like, they're like cookie shape. And they're different. They're just different. Anyway, they're my favorite things on the planet.
Wow.
She makes them for Christmas, and sometimes if I beg her, she'll make them for Thanksgiving too. It's not like she doesn't want to make them, but she just forgets or something.
Mm.
But they're literally so yummy, and I'll end up eating all of them. Not even kidding. All of them, because they are so good. But for Thanksgiving, I don't usually like eat like a lot. But it lasts the whole day, and we don't make, like, we have it for lunch, and then we don't make any dinner. We just have the same thing.
On Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
Us too.
So it's like, I always feel like I'm eating so much because I keep going back for more food, kind of, like snacking throughout the day.
Oh.
But then I'm like, why do I keep eating? Like, seriously. And then I realize it's actually 6 o'clock at night, and I've just been eating a really stretched out dinner.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm like, oh, wow. I just, like, forget about that. And same for Christmas. Like, we eat lunch, and then the food just lasts until dinner.
Yeah.
Lasts until the end of the day.
I just love the holiday season. It's so warm and cozy and fun and nostalgic.
Mm. Yeah, Thanksgiving, we don't usually do anything special. Like, it's always just kind of been a day to me that we go to my grandparents'
Sad.
house. No.
Yes, it is.
You can't miss what you never had.
That doesn't make any sense
Boss
because
baby said
everyone
that.
else has that.
But I never had it.
It's, you can't miss what you don't know you never had.
No, you can't miss it. You can just wish you had it, but you can't miss it.
Yeah, I guess. But I'd miss it.
I don't.
You don't wish that you had a fun holiday with your family?
That's Christmas.
So you only get one holiday a year.
4th of July.
Thanksgiving is such,
New Year's Eve.
oh, it's like a holiday. It's fun and it's warm and it's cozy, just like Christmas.
I just never really thought of it like that. It was just kind of another day.
That's literally sad, like I said.
I'm sorry that you're so sad about it.
Because Thanksgiving's literally like third or fourth on my list.
Thanksgiving's pretty low on my list because,
I guess it's just a day for you.
yeah, that's what I said. I'm not saying it has to be just a day for you.
I know, but I just can't believe you.
I'm sorry.
That's like saying that Halloween's just another day.
To someone who's never celebrated Halloween,
So you don't celebrate Thanksgiving?
not in a special way that's different from any other time I go to my grandma's house. It's fine.
Make it different.
Okay.
Make it a fun holiday that it's supposed to be.
I don't understand.
Holidays are there so you have those like happy feelings with family and like warm and cozy times
I'm saying
with family
I
and
c-
love, and you're like making fun little traditions so
I
like
still
every
do
year
that.
you can do those things.
I still
And then like it's like a break from your regular life because like you're like, oh, tomorrow's a holiday. I get to do all these things that I did last year on this exact day.
yes.
Don't say you still do that because you literally just said you don't.
I don't do like the tradition things, but yeah, we still have like a warm and
Yeah, but it's not
cozy
different
time.
and special, you said.
Right.
It's just another day.
I don't. Okay. Okay. I don't know why you're so pressed.
I don't know why you think I am.
Okay. Because
I
you're.
get angry whenever you say that.
I didn't say you were angry. I said pressed.
Same thing, and you know it.
No, like, why do you care so much about it?
Because it makes me sad that you don't have a fun holiday like I
I
do.
have a fun holiday, just not that one.
Okay. I understand.
Okay.
But you have 1 or 2 holidays a year. Everyone
about-
else has like 10.
How about this? We can do Thanksgiving things together now.
No. I'm going to my grandparents' house. I can't bring you.
Why not?
I don't know.
You just made that up.
Just how it's always been. It's tradition. You can't come.
Then you'll have to settle with the fact that I don't do Thanksgiving like you do.
It's not that you have to do it like me. It's that you have one.
We do things for it. It's
But
just
nothing different.
for me, it's never felt like anything special.
And that's the sad part.
Okay. I don't know how to fix this.
You start doing fun, celebrate-y things on Thanksgiving.
Can't just make my whole family do that.
Yes, you can.
How? I don't even know what to do. What is a Thanksgiving thing to do?
I don't know. Just do something together. Play games with each other. Like, go out somewhere. Or just, it doesn't have to be, oh, what gives Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
Just as long as you are all together doing something on a fun holiday. That's the whole point.
Yeah, but I don't need a holiday to have fun.
But it's a reason to.
I can have fun any day.
Then why don't you?
My cousins aren't even gonna be there on
It
Thanksgiving.
doesn't have to be cousins and extended family. Just family, period. The holidays are there so there's reasons to. Because if you just think about it like, oh, I can just hang out with my family any day, you won't.
I guess so. I
Holidays
do though.
are there specifically so there's a set time that you can then spend time with family and friends and like enjoy this day together that is like fun and comes once a year.
Okay.
Holidays are just fun.
They are.
And there should be more of them for everyone.
If you have too many of a good thing, then it won't be special anymore.
Yeah, but they're all different.
True. I think I just have a hard time celebrating any holiday anyway.
Why?
Because we never really did too many, like, traditions apart from, like, for Christmas. We didn't really do anything apart from Christmas Day, getting presents, and then it was over, you know?
Mm.
And so now, I know that getting presents is not the only thing about Christmas. It's not the only way to celebrate Christmas. But I don't know how to do that because I
Do
haven't.
it however you want.
But I mean, like, I can't make it feel like Christmas until, like, 4 years from now when I've been doing the same thing over and over again, you know?
Not necessarily.
Like,
Just
it's not gonna
because
feel...
you're doing something that you haven't done before doesn't mean next year it's not gonna feel like Christmas.
No, I'm saying doing things I haven't done before this year won't feel like Christmas.
It's still
And then, like, next year I'll do the same things, and then it'll kind of be like, oh, this feels like last year. And then I'll have to keep repeating the pattern for a while before it
See, the way you're
starts to
thinking
feel
about
like Christmas.
traditions is sounding like it's a chore. The way you're explaining them. But traditions are just things you think are fun that you
Right.
do with people or even just yourself.
Mhm.
And you just kind of keep doing that every year because you like to do it, and that's just a fun thing to do around that time of year.
Mhm.
Like we go to Crown Center every year during Christmas with my family. I don't know when that started, but we just did because we like to go there because it's like decorated for Christmas and it's just like a fun thing to do. And so but it wasn't like, okay, we're gonna start a tradition where we go to Crown Center every year, but we have to keep doing that or else it's not gonna be a tradition.
Right. I'm not saying...
And if you don't like a thing that you said you want to be a tradition, if you're like, that just didn't really work out, you don't have to keep doing it.
No, I understand that. What I was trying to get across is traditions are basically what makes a holiday feel like that holiday, you know? So, like, if you miss out on doing those things, it just doesn't feel like that holiday, you know?
Okay.
So I'm saying is I don't have any traditions for Christmas right now, apart from getting presents. And if I don't get presents, it doesn't feel like Christmas, which sounds bratty, but that's just how it is. And so the way to kind of fix that would be to start traditions, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the first Christmas that I do that isn't going to feel like Christmas because it's new traditions.
You also don't have to look at it as, I'm gonna start a tradition today. It's just like, what are some fun things we could do? Oh, let's just do it this random day. And they also don't have to be on the same exact day every year either.
True.
And it can be throughout the whole month.
True.
And like, you can just spread out like, oh, we should like go ice skating this year. And then like, maybe you'll just keep going every year because everyone likes it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you could just try different things that sound like fun that you are like, that sounds very like wintry and Christmassy, so I'm going to do that. And like, I'm going to try to get everyone to join in or like find people who want to also do that.
Mm-hmm.
And if all those people think it's fun and you think it's fun, then like, yeah, now you can do it again and again and again.
Right.
But it's not like you don't have to like feel like pressured to find something that is like, this day we have to go ice skating and everyone has to go, and then we have to go every year, and like,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
just whatever feels right just comes naturally, and like what feels fun. There shouldn't be any pressure on any holiday or tradition.
Yeah, that makes sense. I just don't...
And it's never too late to start a tradition. Traditions aren't... You don't have to be a child to have traditions.
I agree. I agree with that. I agree with everything you're saying. I'm just saying it's gonna take a little bit before Christmas starts to feel like Christmas without presents.
Why are you taking presents out of it? You're just adding things.
Well,
You're acting like you're replacing traditions. You're not replacing anything. You're adding.
I guess so.
You're still going to have a Christmas Day morning with presents and stockings and family. You're just adding to that whole month.
Right.
What?
Nothing. What?
You're crying.
I am not.
Yes, you are.
Mm-mm.
Why? Why are you crying?
I'm not. Let's just move on and ignore this.
No, you can't ignore tears because that's just going to make it worse.
I think this is not the time.
If you just cry, then you won't cry for long.
You underestimate me.
I'm just confused on what.
The holidays are going to start feeling a lot different now because my cousins are not going to be at holidays anymore. Like, basically ever again. Because of my stupid uncle and his stupid actions, and he needs to leave. But he won't. And nobody's going to kick him out. And so I'm never going to see anyone, basically, unless I initiate it. And I am, but still everything else is changing. Like Thanksgiving, they're not going to be there. And Christmas, they're not going to be there. And the holidays are getting smaller and smaller. And it's just really annoying.
Mm-hmm.
I can't really express that to anyone.
Why not?
Well, the people who need to hear it won't listen. In a perfect world, my uncle would leave and then everybody else would come back.
Mm-hmm.
But he's not the only problem, so that's not going to happen.
If he's there, just don't go to things. Which this year, I'm pretty sure, didn't you say he's not going to be at Thanksgiving anyways?
Yeah.
Change is hard, but it's not always the worst thing.
Yeah,
Just gotta move with the times.
I don't really like it.
I can tell! But you just gotta find the good in it. You're really bad at finding bad things everywhere. Any chance you get, you will find the negative. You're like, on the battery, you are the negative. Actually, no. If there was a battery, but there was no way to tell which side is the negative, you would be able to tell, because it would cling to you.
Is that how that works?
I don't freaking know.
Like a magnet. That's how this works.
Yeah. You just need to really figure out ways to find positive things.
Well, like I do, but basically I come to you with the negative, and then I heal. And I find
Do you?
positives. Yes.
But you very always seem hopeless, and then we have similar conversations that are about the same thing. Like
'Cause I'm
a month later. So it sounds like you don't heal.
But then, like, you point out that there are good things, and then, like, oh, yes, I see them.
Yeah, and then
Thank
we
you.
have to do it again and again.
With each thing, yeah. Because I come
Which
to you
each
when the
thing
problem
that
happens.
has the same foundation.
Basically, when the problem happens, then I go to you for that.
Yeah, it's like
Like, I can't be a fully...
you put a negative layer of icing on the cake, I scrape it off. And then you put another layer of the icing on the cake, and I scrape it off.
Okay, but
The
listen.
cake is the same problem.
No.
The icing is just a different layer.
What problem?
There's like two.
What are
two
they?
cakes.
What are the two cakes?
Confidence
Oh, whatever. Get out of here. Eat that cake.
and hope.
Eat both of those cakes. I have more hope than you do.
Not deeply.
What? What does that mean?
I have like a random teensy things. I'm like, I don't have hope in that because like I'm too lazy. You have deep-rooted loss of hope. You think that the world will never get better.
I think I'm a pretty optimistic person.
Yeah, in day-to-day life, not in the extendedness of a human life.
Wow, I'm a complex character.
Not always good.
Whoever wrote me did a good job.
They're a good writer. They just haven't gotten to the character development yet.
I've cut my hair so many times that means character development. I turned over a new leaf. I'm like great now.
Then let's hear it.
Like a presentation?
No, I want to see it. If you cut your hair, I want to see the difference it makes in your life.
Can you wait 2 weeks?
Words.
Can you wait 2 weeks?
What's going to happen in 2 weeks?
My hair's going to be a little bit longer.
No, because you cut it now.
But if you wait 2 weeks,
I'll
be more confident.
You don't need your hair to be longer to be confident. You're literally finding the negative in it right now.
Oh, no! Nuh-uh.
Yeah, you are.
Not real.
That's literally what just happened.
Not real. Wait, give me your glasses.
No.
What?
Confidence and hope. That's what I want to see.
I have it right now.
Okay. Anyways, this looks like a lung, and I keep looking at it, and I want to throw up.
It's because it's a butterfly.
Yeah, literally gross.
I didn't do that. Just don't look at it. Yuck.
What were we even talking about before we started crying?
Nothing.
These shirts. Not the Turkers being murdered. We'll talk about that.
Okay.
Because if you can even really see them from where we're sitting. And then there's like sparkly turkeys on the back.
No, you're bending over too much. There we go. Just popped her back. Did that feel good?
Yeah.
Oh, wait. I didn't get any pops.
So one day, you know the story more than I do.
Okay, we were at a friend's house, and we were having a movie night when we were watching the Purge movies. One of the movies takes place around Thanksgiving, I believe. I don't remember it very well because we were not paying attention. But Thanksgiving came up, and then we were talking about like how like everybody eats turkeys. And then Aaron goes,
"Oh, not the Turkers being murdered."
And it was really funny. And so we put them on shirts. This was like 4 years ago.
Yeah, a very long time ago. But yeah, so now we have these.
Yeah.
And they're so cute and fun.
Yeah.
But another fun thing that is happening tonight is opening night of Newsies.
Yes!
I know.
Okay.
It just looked like you're like, yes!
Yeah, in that zone.
Yeah. My
Did you
music.
just fart?
No?
You made a noise. It sounded like you farted.
Oh, I was like moving this.
Oh, yeah.
Newsies, my musical that I'm in, is opening tonight. It's our first show.
That's actually crazy. I'm so excited. I'm going to watch it tonight. Yes!
I'm pretty excited.
Me too.
I hope Lucy finds a seat.
Yeah, because Carly won't tell her what.
She's like, I don't know.
It's kind of like somewhere in the audience.
I think we might be sitting in a chair. We'll definitely be in the theater.
Yeah, for sure.
I haven't really said much about this show, so if you don't know what Newsies is, it is a Broadway musical set in, like, I think 1899. And it's about the real life newsboys strike in New York City, where all the newsboys went on strike because the price for papers went up and they were not affordable anymore and they couldn't live off that. So then they went on strike and they won. Spoiler alert.
I didn't know that.
That time I farted. But I play Mush Myers, which is one of the newsboys.
I didn't know you had a last name.
Yeah, because I'm
You gave
one-
yourself a last name.
no, I'm one of the only newsies in this show that is based off a real newsie.
What? You told me that.
Yeah.
I wanted to see if it would fit.
But anyways, yeah, my character is based off a real newsboy. My real name is Nick. Nick Myers. Wow, I just can't tell the story without you
I was like drowning.
interrupting. But Mush was
Literally dying over here.
You're done dying.
Yeah.
So Mush was mentioned in quite a few news articles about the Newsies strike. So
That is cool.
one of them was like I tried to listen so hard.
I'm so sorry.
During like the strike or something, like I really don't remember. Mush like grabbed like a stack of newspapers because like everyone else was scared or something. All the other newsies were like scared, but Mush wasn't, and so he did something, and then he was like going away, but no, he was like running for some reason. Like I don't remember the beginning, but I remember that. All I remember is he did something none of the other newsies wanted to do because he was braver than them. And then he was like running away, and then like all of a sudden like 13 like thugs beat him up,
Whoa.
all on him. But he went down a hero. He didn't die. He is dead now, but
Right, it's been a while.
by the time you see this, it'll be over. But you guys should come see Newsies, November 21st through the 23rd. Anyways, I'm done.
The wheels on the bus go round and round.
This
round
food would have
and
been
round and round.
this food would have been much better if it was straight off the skillet.
Would have been much better if somebody else made it.
True.
This is just the most unfortunate. This is
wasn't.
the saddest Thanksgiving dinner ever.
It's only sad because it was cold. And the
We
meat
should have
didn't
done
work
that
out.
thing that like I think Mickey Mouse did, where he's got like bread and he has to cut the thinnest slice of the bread because he's like poor.
Oh.
And so he like cuts the thin, like you could like it floats away like a feather after he cuts it. And then because he only has a slice of bread and he like has to cut it for him and Donald and somebody else. And then he has a single bean that he cuts in 3 parts.
Wow.
We should have did that.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much for listening or watching. And I hope you guys all have a happy Thanksgiving tomorrow. Because it's tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Do you know what that is?
Yes.
Wait, did you know that we don't even know if they had turkey on the first Thanksgiving? It was just described as poultry, so it could have been chicken
Could
or
have been
anything
lamb
else.
chops.
Could have been well, this is not lamb chops. That's also not. This is pork chops.
Oh.
And also pork is not. Pork and lambs
go
are both
back.
not poultry.
Let's go back. Could have been pork chops.
Could have. They also had a lot of deer.
What's poultry? Birds?
Birds. Like, but specific birds. Like, I don't think, like...
Pork is a bird.
It is, actually. It's my favorite bird.
Anyways, we'll see. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye. That was crazy. I do not want to clean this up. Can we like save this for later?